Step back from the daily grind. An oasis of entertainment is about to unfold. Ready, set, go.
What the man?
This is either really good luck or that helmet vastly improves your reflexes. Here's one of those lesser-known dumpster bears, and someone lucky enough to realize within half a millisecond. Everyone else is screaming, but luckily this girl has a firm grasp on physics. If this is how you receive a pass, then you're just showing off. Luck or skill? He seems surprised, so let's say luck. Fortunately, this guy had a lucky escape, because snow just doesn't look as pretty with blood all over it. Elephants are beautiful and majestic, and sometimes pretty goddamn terrifying.
Oh, no. James, no.
Here's a puppy who's decided to let the cat know where they stand early on, by executing them. When you're so good at acrobatics that you start treating your friends like trash.
What the man?
If several idiots encounter each other on one road, the results can be idiotic. This is the difference between Australia and the rest of the world. Australians watch things like this in a calm manner and laugh about it. The rest of the world would watch it and scream.
Big Brian.
Oh, listen to Gary.
One of those times when being a soccer-playing mom is helpful at home. You're about to see the most relieved grandpa in the world. Some dogs get balls thrown at them. This one gets bats. This guy's day almost ended in a crushing disappointment. When the truck driver pays attention to the GPS, but the wheels don't.
Stop. He hasn't stopped.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh.
Was it luck, or did he just film this shot several thousand times? If it wasn't for this well-placed ladder, that cameraman would have ended up as fish food. And yes, we know a shark isn't a fish. One man's trash is another man's treasure.
$2,000 a stack.
Sometimes the phrase, "he's got eyes in the back of his head," isn't just a phrase. Some people have as much luck as they do stupidity. Wow, and we thought it was only explosive tempers that get caught on dash cams. After what happened to his bike, it's a good thing he had a firm hold of his kid. Good thing this was on a water slide because that kid just wet himself. This falling wind turbine gave the driver of that vehicle a little more than a touch of wind. Luckily, this guy was able to regain control of his bike. Otherwise, they'd be scraping him up off this road. If extreme parking was an Olympic event, then this guy would take the gold. Just when you think you've lost your faith in humanity, someone throws a pizza at you. And how skilled do you need to be at pizza throwing to make sure it's still in good condition after the throw? If it wasn't for this motorcyclist's quick reactions, there could have been a very messy end to this clip.
Get the f*** out of here!
It's a little known fact that bears are terrified by swears.
Oh no.
Another inch and this guy would have been on the train to the afterlife. Just an ordinary, everyday foam beach, you have to be pretty lucky to be there the exact day and moment this happens. A hole-in-one and nobody there to see it. Luckily, there was a security camera. That precious moment when your dog almost paralyzes you for life. This was either incredibly lucky, or this guy has the reflexes of a superhero. Just a typical summer's day when you narrowly avoid a bomb. Luckily, no one was harmed. The completely appropriate reaction to winning $60,000 after gambling only $25. And here's why some dogs simply need to be on a leash. This family pooch just decided to have a relaxing dip in these raging rapids. This facial expression means, thank God the camera was on. You've heard of the expression raining cats and dogs? Well, this guy went for a walk after it had been raining $5 bills.
Or, oh my God. Oh my God. No way. Oh my God.
When you're walking down the wrong street at the wrong time, but your guardian angel is carrying a can of bull repellent. When your getaway driver just happens to be passing by during your daily run. The quick reactions of this cyclist stopped him from becoming significantly flatter. This guy decided not to have a spotter at the gym and ended up almost becoming part of the equipment at the gym.
Sorry, bro.
Thank you, man.
This group was lucky enough to come across the most chilled out bear in the forest, and even more lucky that he'd just been in a fight with another bear and was too tired to bother them.
Hey, bear.
Unfortunately, your car insurance won't cover you if you're crushed by a rock. How world-class soccer players throw their trash away. Well, at least he'd moved out of the way before this weight-based catastrophe happened. When you thank your lucky stars, you decided to get your brakes checked recently. Believe it or not, the pickup truck is the bull's natural enemy. Luckily, the car missed her, but in her state, would she even have felt it? This is a tighter fit than Jabba the Hutt in a bikini. Luckily, this bad driving didn't result in a fall. Oh, wait. It's amazing this guy didn't meet the same fate as his bike, and he might have if he hadn't been wearing the right gear and didn't land in that tall grass. Another car miraculously avoiding another landslide. Probably best to avoid those mountain roads. You have to be a very well-read person to catch a book this quickly. You've heard of a stuntman, but a stunt cameraman?
Oh my God!
You know the way most of us find spiders in our bathtubs? Well, in Texas, they find scorpions, and don't even bother getting out of the bath once they've found them.
You ain't gonna make it out of there. You're
Luckily, this guy's friend didn't meet the same fate as that tree stump. This is how it sounds when a train screams profanity. When agriculture meets rally driving, you're lucky to get out alive. It's always best to avoid drunk drivers, and drunk trucks for that matter. The trick to being a good fisherman? Finding the right spot. If you look up the word close in the dictionary, then you might see a picture of this. For some people, every side of the road is the right side of the road. Too many scooters, so little road safety. If a shark politely whispers the word move in your ear, then you move. No, we're not gonna make a bad joke about this guy's name being Jack. This is less about luck and more about friends who won't let you fall on your ass. This van driver clearly thinks his mirrors are worth more than human life.
Use your mirrors, you dumb.
Luckily, the motorcyclist was okay.
Why you hit my mirror? Because you almost hit me.
Did I hit you?
You almost
Did
did.
I hit you? Don't my mirror
What you
again.
gonna do about it? You gonna hit me?
Those annoying delivery guys who drop their packages right in the middle of the road. Luckily, this driver's reactions were a lot quicker than the first car. When horse racing almost turns into human crushing. Some skillful driving, although if you're planning to drift, it might be better to use a less narrow road. If you're driving your truck and can see your container out the driver's side window, then something might just be wrong. A very chilled out Arabian ox.
Hello, mate. You got any more danger? Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Well, maybe not that chilled out. Weightlifting is a difficult sport, and weight catching is even more difficult. Some cyclists have better camouflage than a chameleon. This guy goes down the hill in just as much style as he went up it. This immoral shortcut soon turned into a seriously humiliating experience. Driving this fast with people around seems like a bad idea, and watch out for that dog. Watch as this zookeeper's confidence turns into raw panic. It's a little known fact that bridesmaid dresses are the #1 cause of accidental death. This is the luckiest donkey since the one who got the role in Shrek. Stray dogs are a big problem in some cities around the world, but we're gonna say that stray lions are a slightly more serious one. Proof that cyclists are sometimes more dangerous than some fatal diseases. Puppies aren't known for their concentration. One of the rare instances where not jumping is more dangerous than jumping. It takes balls to try this, and if you succeed, you get to keep them. You know how cats have 9 lives? Well, this dog has to have at least 2. It's a good job this motorcyclist's brakes were in good condition. Some people think the phrase one-way street only applies to other people. This gives new meaning to the term low-flying aircraft. How do you honor your father's memory if he's a keen bowler? Put his ashes inside a ball and then bowl a perfect game.
Come on, boy! Yes, sir!
Is this just a very lucky choice of route, or did they just catch a ride on the back of a passing shark? This car almost became a 3-door version. This man got trapped in a muddy pond while fishing, but luckily this excavator and the man who drove it was nearby. When mountain biking almost turns into a horror movie. If you're gonna be good at mountain biking, then it helps if you can defy the laws of gravity. How to keep your eye on the hockey puck. Literally.
Look at that, man.
This is either a very confident pedestrian or the ghost of a very unlucky one. Something tells us that this truck hasn't had a full road safety check. Amazingly, the driver escaped with no injuries. The Jedi skills are strong in this one. Or maybe he's just lucky and the part where he finally gets hit has been edited out. In order to get this good at throwing knives through cans, you have to spend a lot of time throwing knives through cans, which probably means you should get out more. It looks like this guy's using his bike like a whip, but luckily he narrowly avoided punishing that nearby car. Do not try this at home, but this is how you give a gorilla her baby back. Not a pastime we'd recommend.
Casimir came and screamed and just...
Here's a paraglider who was lucky to get through this without any broken limbs. Just like all paragliders. Surely the guy above should win a prize for this. This just goes to show that teenagers prefer their phones to their lives. Here's a seriously extreme example of dad reflexes. Some people have such bad depth perception that rather than getting on the train, they get under it. When a whale pops by to wave hello, it's a once-in-a-lifetime moment, and these people were lucky enough to be there. When this bus was swept away by the current, this driver's passengers were forced to clamber out onto the roof of a nearby house, and thank God it was nearby. Yep, we all love being temporarily blind as we speed down the freeway. This is either pure luck, or he's driven this route a few times before. It's a good thing this dog was friendly, as that tiny jump accomplished nothing. Best dad ever, or the riskiest father in the world? When you're about to get ripped to pieces by two really cute little pooches? Just a relaxing night at home, with the addition of a boulder. This sport combines bowling, goalkeeping, and being lucky enough to catch a ball in a chair. This guy's aim is so bad that he managed to send the ball right down his waste pipe into a sewer. Now that's what you call a crappy shot. When Michael Jackson sang Smooth Criminal, he wasn't singing about this guy. Nothing says love like a narrowly avoided concussion. These guys had one very wet, furry passenger afterwards, but luckily their boat survived. If you're worried about robots eventually killing all of us, then don't watch this clip. These two are clearly in a race to the afterlife. You know how they say you should pick on someone your own size? Well, this python hunter clearly isn't aware of that.
Let's go.
Nobody wants to die in something that looks like the Sarlacc pit from Star Wars, and luckily this excavator didn't. This attempted robbery was prevented when the victim decided to run, scream, and alert the neighbors, which is just as effective as any can of mace. There's only one way to comfort yourself after a near-death experience, and that's by taking a selfie. Nobody should walk away from a crash like this, but this guy practically skipped away. always remember that cyclists don't have airbags, but they do have a very breakable skull and spine. That worrying moment when the building starts collapsing around you. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the Bruce Lee of Jenga. Here's a cobra handling tip. Never handle a cobra. And while we're offering advice, here's another tip. If you see an avalanche, don't stop to take pictures. The best time to be going this fast? When you run into a bear. Lassos are traditionally used for cattle, but sometimes they can have an even more important use. A dramatic kidnapping. And an even more dramatic escape 2 seconds later. You know it's a bad storm when a window stops being protection and ends up being a threat. Yes, they both use wind, but are generally best kept apart. To be fair, you should be able to use your skis at a ski resort without the fear of being run over by a car. You see this place? Well, don't go on a mountain climbing vacation here. Tell us you're a teenager driving a car without telling us you're a teenager driving a car. Do you want to see what the face of luck looks like? Well, here's a woman who just won $1.5 billion.
Can you tell us what you're going to do with the money? No.
When you're 1 second away from becoming roadkill. At times like these, you'd want to throw yourself in front of a bear to protect your child. Or just film it. One of the two. When this woman fell, the cleaner was quick to show concern for her mop. This bus driver clearly has a blind spot for any pedestrians. Never invite yourself into the house of a venomous snake.
Oh my God.
This guy skids better than some people drive. This is known as street luge, but maybe it would be better described as insanity. There seems to be a disagreement about who that green light is for. Here's another guy who could be a professional soccer player if soccer balls were long and thin and made out of bread. Jesus walked on water, but this guy would rather avoid it. You never see this kind of diving in the Olympics. The magic of alcohol. Or is it just pure drunk luck? The only reason a crocodile won't attack you? Complete disbelief. The main trick to mountain biking is to stay on the mountain. And the bike. Some shortcuts are a lot more lethal than others. Here's someone showing off after a car show and showing everyone how to look like a dick. How to almost kill 2 people with 2 different parts of your truck. If you enjoy a nice, relaxing swim, then why not visit the gateway to hell? To steal a line from Jaws, they're gonna need a bigger trailer. This truck driver's quick thinking and even quicker foot on the brake narrowly avoided a disaster. This guy is about to break a world record by going 272 kilometers an hour on a standard bicycle. Well, okay, he does have a little bit of help. Luckily, these motorcyclists were okay, but one almost ended up with a face full of pus. This is why you should never take your horse out drinking the night before a parade. Luckily, no humans were hurt in the making of this clip. God clearly hated that car, but just got there a little bit late. If there's one vehicle you don't want to see doing a wheelie, it's an articulated truck. Proof that you can never be too prepared, especially when it comes to trusting your friends. What starts out looking like a road rage incident ends up bringing an example of the opposite side of human nature. This has to be one of the most unique ways to get to school ever, if you don't mind getting soaked every morning. Still, it beats being dropped off by your mom. If this car wants to get any closer to this guy, then he should probably take him out for a romantic dinner. After pulling off this maneuver, the driver is clearly pleased with himself, although his passengers couldn't care less. If the police have a gadget for this, then it must happen a lot. This driver is clearly in a rush to get to the cemetery. The one place you shouldn't have to narrowly avoid death is on a crossing. In some places, trying to avoid other moped users is like trying to avoid inhaling oxygen. There are many hazards on the road, but most motorists don't have to deal with a mudslide. Hey man, you go left and I'll go right. Got it? Bro, got it. This guy seems to be bailing out unnecessarily. All he needs is a parachute. The one hazard you don't think to look out for on a motorcycle is collapsing walls. Don't fish harder, fish smarter. Or luckier. Your choice.
Dad, did you see that? I beat Ray.
This is Tiger Woods' pro debut. And this is why everyone now knows who Tiger Woods is. There's two parts to a skateboard stunt: pulling off the stunt and avoiding the injury. Here's some hit and run footage, by a deer. Some nice motorcycle wheel-sized holes in the middle of the road. To be fair, motorcycles can be pretty lethal, especially for the driving instructor. If you want something bad enough, then you might just get it, especially if you've got a big tax bill coming up. Keep a close eye on that shopping cart, and thank God that this woman is walking away from it. Why do people enjoy driving on the wrong side of the road so much? One near miss wasn't enough for this bus driver. He decided to go for two. When a trip in a dance routine almost turns into a trip to the emergency room. In the battle of expensive car versus huge car, there can only ever be one winner. Luckily, the small car got away with its life. This horse requires constant attention. In fact, she's lucky for not getting her teeth kicked out when she said no. This little girl won 3 jackpots on 3 different games. And we can only assume her parents immediately booked a trip to Vegas.
She won 300. Like, she did it by herself.
Usually the dangers of scuba diving occur when you're in the water. Luckily, they were okay. It's always good when your friends have your back, especially at times like this. It's a good thing this truck was unoccupied, mainly because the driver might have died of embarrassment. Even the bravest dogs get slightly worried by the sight of a flying trampoline. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the world's stupidest shortcut. Some vans don't even need an engine, and luckily this one seems to be able to park itself too. Thousands of dollars of cash were dumped out of an armored truck in this Atlanta highway, and as you can see, it's a great way to stop traffic. Some kids can just suddenly spawn themselves into existence. Despite the result, we wouldn't recommend this bowling technique for every single shot. Some fish fall deeply in love with a human and just want to be with them, at any cost. This is obviously a budget airline for wildlife. Luckily, they didn't book an economy class ticket. With the river flowing this fast, they only got one chance to save that cow. And they did. If you have a fear of heights, you're gonna love this clip. When you get face caked, but you're wearing protection. You know how sometimes you just can't wait for dinner to be ready? It's hard enough to stand up on wheels, never mind standing on your hands. This dog couldn't have been any luckier if it had won the lottery. It's always cute when your cat pretends to be a 1920s action movie star and swings on the chandelier. Most people use a board to go surfing. This person uses a boat. Yes, this is 2 orca whales heading for 2 kids, and luckily going right past them. Impressive, but how many broken bones happened before they got that video? How to make your boyfriend scream, but not in ecstasy.
Baby, you were this close to being single.
Okay, this girl clearly has some variety of superpowers. Yeah, the owner was pretty upset, but really glad he decided not to avoid work by sitting in his truck. You might think that the unluckiest one in this clip is the fish, but you'd be wrong. The most casual shark attack ever. This guy might not look like one of the cast of Baywatch, but he is about to rescue a pair of shoes. Watch this, son. I'll show you how it's done. You mean like this, Dad?
I got it on film.
Ah, the old using your t-shirt to grab flying cash method. Hard skill, hard luck. Some kids are such natural sportsmen, they don't even need to try. If you're not safe in your own driveway, then where are you safe? As cool as this trick is, you do get the feeling he practices it all day, every day. When the hunter becomes the hunted. Luckily, it didn't get to his eyeball. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and say there might be something illegal about that money.
Look at this, guys. That's what you call making it rain. $2,000 a stack.
Luckily and amazingly, this car came out without a single scratch or dent. Is that luck, or is it a miracle? None of the lucky people in these clips are even half as lucky as you, because you get the chance to subscribe.